Americans are leaving the USA because they can't afford America anymore, making $100,000.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about why more people are leaving the USA. So let's be honest for a moment. Life in the United States has become extremely difficult for many people. It's not just about the cost of living, it's the entire system. People are burnout, they're overworked and underpaid, they're stuck in cycles of student loan, debt, rising rent, health bills, and jobs that barely cover basic needs. The American dream, once the global symbol of freedom and prosperity, has shifted into something which is not good. People are waking up and realizing they don't want to spend their lives just surviving. So I put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my true sense.
Americans are leaving the USA because they can't afford America anymore, making $100,000 a year, yet they feel suffocated financially because the price of things keep going up. They keep printing money and the wages ain't going up, all right? Matter of fact, there's job loss and there's cuts and all kinds of stuff going on. So once people leave that kind of environment and they go somewhere else and they realize life is supposed to be lived, it's supposed to be simple, it's supposed to be much more about enjoying your health and your family and your loved ones and your purpose and all of these things, rather than spending most of your life at work. What kind of a freaking life is it if you don't do what you love? If you do what you love, cool, man, knock yourself out. I do what I love. Most people, 80-something%, don't do what they love. They don't like their job, and if they didn't have to work their job, they wouldn't work their job. So I know if you've watched this far, it's speaking to you. Maybe this is the sign you need to start doing some research to learn how to begin to devise your escape plan and live a better life. Because you know what? If what you're doing is not working, continuing to do the same thing, they call that insanity. You might want to book that flight. See you soon.
Leaving my home country was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I'm talking mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Putting yourselves in different cultures is just so eye-opening. Like when you see how people are living in other parts of the world, it forces you to realize what we take for granted back home and what we put too much value on back home. In the US, all we think about is money and other toxic things like status and clout. Making money is very important in today's world, but it's just a piece of the pie. Life is truly just a balance of health, relationships, finances, and enjoyment or entertainment. And I felt like in the US, I was forced to basically abandon my health, relationships, enjoyment just to get in a good financial position. And living abroad truly helped me fix my life balancing issues, giving me more time for what truly matters. So if you can relate to how I felt back when I was living in the US, let this be a sign to get out and travel more. You can always make more money, but you can never get your time back.
Here are 3 reasons why it's time for you to leave the United States and live abroad. I have been living abroad in Medellin, Colombia now since April, and honestly, it's the best decision that I ever made. So number 1, the cost of living here is like a third of what it costs to live in the United States. Specifically, I was living in Atlanta and paying damn near $1,700-$1,800 just for my rent. Not including light bill, internet bill, and all the other little small little fees, trash, water. Like, come on, for a 1 bedroom. In Medellin, Colombia, you can find something comparable for a third of the price. Now, if you want to, you can decide if you want to live bougie in Colombia or if you want to kind of live, you know, a little bit more modest. I'm kind of like in the middle of where I want to live. Like, my rent is way cheaper than what I had in Atlanta. But my apartment here is a lot more luxurious, I guess you could say, as in Colombian standards. My rent here is a little under $1,300 for a 2-bedroom, and that includes everything, all of the amenities, the light bill, water bill, internet, everything is included in that. When I was paying almost $2,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment in Atlanta. Now you can find something a lot cheaper here. Like, I got some friends who pay less than $1,000. Some even pay $500. You can even rent a room, but I'd rather live by myself. Also here, the food is a lot fresher here. Now let me tell you right now, Colombia is not the place to be a foodie. For some reason, I'm just not really digging the Colombian food. I love Colombian food, but like, it's just not a place you come to really check out the food. However, the food here is so fresh And they have so many like local little like flea market type situations where you can go and get hella fruits and vegetables for like so cheap. Like once a week or every other week, I'll go to the little shop, the little markets here, and get like fruits and vegetables, and I'm paying less than $20 for like 2 weeks worth of vegetables, y'all. Like not even $20 sometimes. Like it's crazy how affordable of like Uber Eats and DoorDash, and it's called Rappi. Rappi can do a whole bunch of other stuff, but specifically if you want to order food or groceries, it is so clutch. Like I barely go to the grocery store because like I can order my groceries. My whole groceries would be like $20, $30 American, and then you can get it delivered for like $1. Like their delivery fee is equivalent to like $1, maybe $2 American. So it's like, why would you even go to the grocery store? Also, you know, groceries, food, and anything you can think of, you can get it delivered. I had got like workout equipment delivered. One of my friends had got like a toy delivered one time. And they have this other service called Turbo where you can get it in 10 minutes. Like it's like think of like a Walgreens or a CVS, and you can get something from there and literally be at your door in 10 minutes. They also have an ATM version where you can, like, if you don't feel like going to the ATM, they will bring you cash to your house, and it's totally safe. Okay, it's safe. I promise. I do it all the time. And the transaction fees is almost it's pretty much the same as going to the ATM. But if you don't want to go to the ATM, you can just order and it'll come to your house. Like I literally do Rappi at least 3 times a day. I'm ordering either some groceries, some food, or if you forget an ingredient while you're cooking, you can just order it and it's there in 10 minutes. Clutch. Anyways, I'm going on and on and on, but so many reasons as to why you should move here. But that's just.
So I've been seeing everybody talking about wanting to leave America and like the US just being the ghetto, which has been the ghetto. And luckily for me, God gave me a revelation and woke me up out of my sleep and told me to leave America a couple months ago. And so I've been living out of the country for a couple months. I knew that the economy was only going to get worse, that things were only going to get worse, and I just like really had to be real with myself. Like, do I want to keep struggling my entire life? Do I want to live a life where I have known nothing but struggle, or do I want to go somewhere else and kind of take some of that pressure off and start to enjoy life? And my life has completely changed. Like, the quality of life has changed, the quality of food has changed, the way I feel every day has changed, my skin has changed, my weight has changed. Like, everything about me, my outlook on life has changed. My dreams and goals are not changing, but they're evolving in a better way because I'm closer to my dreams. If you have the urge to leave America, do it. It's definitely easier said than done, but plan for it, do research. I literally got into a mode where I just kind of went silent. I stopped posting, I stopped doing everything, and I just dug into research about leaving the country, and I left, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna go to another country soon, and I'm just really happy. Like, I've had to put some of my dreams on hold, like, and one of my dreams is acting, but you could be an actor at any age. I don't think that God will not allow me to live that dream at some point in my life, but for now I just am prioritizing my health and my mental health, because people get into that career and they make bad decisions because of their quality of life, because of their thirst to get over to that other side. Because I'm not thirsty to live a life of prosperity, because I am living that kind of healthy and mentally healthy life here. I'm not desperate for material things or status or this or that, or to be seen by my peers as somebody who's doing well in their eyes. The only eyes that I care about is God's eyes and how I feel in my heart and how I feel mentally. So to prioritize the way I felt, because I was ordering Uber Eats, like y'all talking about how much Uber Eats costs, how much it costs just for them to take your food. Like, it was to the point where it was pushing me over the line. Every time I was ordering Uber and my food wasn't showing up, I was ready to cry. When I would get food, it would be nasty. I would be ready to cry. When I would get food at a restaurant, it would be nasty. I was ready to cry. When I would go to the store, fruits wouldn't be available. Vegetables, I was eating zucchini a lot. Zucchini was never in the store. It was never available. Apples started to be real shiny and feel real, like, to the point where it was like, I know it's wax around this. Like, I just mentally couldn't take it no more. The food, the quality of life. I was going out with my friends, and I'm just like, all y'all doing is getting drunk and doing drugs, and I'm sitting here drunk with y'all ass. One time I was walking in the club with no shoes on, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We finna be old. Like, And honestly, I should have took that walking in the club with no shoes on to my grave. But anyway, I didn't. So it's like we doing things, we drunk, we doing all of this to like numb really life. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a good turn up. I'm not actually drinking because I'm depressed, but it's like we drinking because we don't have nothing better to do. And like the life that I want to live, I don't want to live a life where going to the club and turning up is a highlight of my week. Like, I want to live a life where going on trips, going to galas, going to fundraisers, doing this and doing that. Like, I feel like we don't have no purpose to our lives no more, that we just living a life because it's so hard to live, because we got to worry about paying the rent and paying the bills and paying this. And then you got to be ashamed if you get a repo, if you get an eviction, if you get this, when it's so hard to live life. But now that everybody feeling it, people finna start understanding, you know, where it's coming from. But I don't know, I just feel like America is a ghetto, and if you want to leave America, do not feel ashamed, do not feel like you lost the battle. You winning the battle. America is ghetto, and they tricking y'all out y'all fucking spot, for real, for real. And I'm coming back one day and I still feel that way.
These are 3 reasons why I'm moving out of the US. Number 1 is way of living. Now, I do love America in the aspect that you can do anything you want. For the most part, I'll say. For the good majority, you can do whatever you want. You're entitled to do that. You're entitled to make how much money or how little money, do this or that, whatever. But I do think it's also important for me because I know I don't always want to live in that hustle and bustle. That is one thing that America is. It's sort of hustle and bustle. You can live a slower life in America, but overall, you're going to have somewhat of a fast-paced life, especially with technology. So moving overseas, it's a completely different way of life. Like in different countries like Mexico and Africa and Asia, wherever, there are a lot of different places who focus on life being life instead of maybe the 9-to-5 hustle culture. I don't want to live in that forever. Number 2 is the new experiences. Now, I've been in America my whole life. I've been here for 24 years, but I've been outside the country. I've been to France, Italy, Greece. I went to Mexico. And I've been to a good bit of states around the country. So I do enjoy the fact that I've been able to travel a good bit in my life. But to be honest, that's nothing in comparison to the full world. Like, there are over hundreds of countries. There's 7 continents. Like, the world is humongous. There's almost 8 billion people on the world. Like, it's really a different experience everywhere you go. So I really want to go out and experience what it is to just live a completely different life. Like, wake up at this time. Like, I know in different countries, they have different traditions where they don't work as hard, where they have breaks on their work day, where they might not even work certain days, where even work they don't do, they build and they barter with each other. They lay on the land, they live on the land. There's completely different ways of living, and I have to experience that as well. And number 3, money. I mean, let's be real. I mean, America ain't cheap. Come on now. Like, we're here, we see it. America is not cheap. Like, inflation's crazy. We're in a recession right now. Like, there are multiple things going on. So I do think while the US dollar is still important, don't get me wrong, like, having money is still important. Being able to utilize that money where it will stretch further overseas is the world. Like, you can literally live a completely different lifestyle overseas. Like, I have a remote job. I've had remote jobs my whole life pretty much. So I've always had that flexibility to sort of location freedom. I can be where I want to be for the most part, but having a fully remote job, still making good money, and living in a different country, you can literally pay like a third, a fourth, a fifth of what your monthly expenses are now, and you can live a richer, better lifestyle overall.
We were too scared to raise our kids in the US due to how divided the country is, so we moved to Greece to start anew. We only pay $400 a month to live in a wonderful neighborhood, no more living paycheck to paycheck. In the US, we were paying $4,500 a month for a tiny apartment. Greece is ranked the 4th safest country in the world, while the US is at 99. Everyone is kind and the police are alert. I never worry about being robbed when walking alone. Here in Greece, you don't have to worry about pollution and bad air quality. Pollution in the US is at an all-time high. I kept falling ill. The government here requires all water to be filtered 5x. This means all heavy metals and toxins are filtered out, so it's safe to drink tap water. Everyone here is full of energy and has a snatch body. They're not discouraged. I can't believe how simple the process to be able to move to Greece was. No difficulties whatsoever. And there are so many high-paying jobs. Comment Greece, and I'll send you the details on how to obtain residency.
I recently sold my house in Houston, Texas to travel the world indefinitely. And one of the main reasons that I left is because of cost. Most recently, I was rushed to the ER because I fainted while at a mall in Ecuador. The first time that I went to the ER, they ran an EKG, did an MRI, blood work, and a urine sample. All of these tests at a private hospital only cost me $720 without insurance. I ended up fainting again and having to go back to the hospital, this time a different one. This time they decided to keep me overnight, so already I was thinking ka-ching, ka-ching. With all of that, the overnight stay, the lab work, my total was only $511. And again, I don't have insurance, I'm a cash patient. An overnight stay like that in the US would have been thousands of dollars, almost $10,000 minimum. My lab work for my PCOS, lupus, and hypothyroidism is a minimum of $500 each time. It's insanity to me that I'm able to go to another country as a cash patient and pay a tenth of the cost that I would in the US.
So that's a video, guys. So I'm just here also to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video, why more people are leaving the USA. So there's a rising number of Americans choosing to leave the United States. It's not just retirees moving to Mexico for cheaper life. It's millennials, Gen Z, families, digital moments, and even are professionals with good jobs who are saying, I had enough. And the reason they're living is deep, emotional, and in many ways a reflection of the system that no longer works for average person. So number one, we're going to talk about healthcare. Is one of the biggest issue driving people out. In most developed countries, healthcare is a basic right, not an average or privilege. But in America, a single medical emergency can bankrupt a family. It's a country where people are afraid to call an ambulance because it might cost thousands of dollars when people then they can move to Portugal, Canada, or even Thailand and get a decent healthcare at a fraction of the price without having to figure insurance companies. Suddenly living doesn't sound so crazy. Then there's the issue of safety. Many Americans, especially parents, are concerned about gun violence and school shooting. It's heartbreaking and terrifying. No one wants to live in a constant state of fear, especially when raising children. In many other countries, the idea of kids doing activities, shooter drill, is unthinkable. Safety, something we all want for our families, has become a majority factor in the decision to relocate. Another reason people are leaving the US is culture. The hustle, the mentality in the USA is glorified, but people are tired. They're tired of working 50, 60, 70 hours a week just to stay afloat. In other countries, the culture around work and life balance is healthier. People are encouraged to take breaks, enjoy time with the family, and uh, have also time with people in their communities. Remote work has shown many Americans that they don't need to live in the USA to make a living. They can keep their jobs and move somewhere else. Their dollar stretches favor and life is little slower and more peaceful. Let's talk about mental health. American is dealing with a silent epidemic. The pressure, the pace, the financial strain, it's all taking it toll. And while therapy is important, what people need most is the lifestyle that doesn't constantly push them to the edge. Moving abroad becomes a way to reset, to breathe again, to step out of the rat race and find peace. Racial and social tensions are also pushing people out. Many minorities feel unsafe or unwelcome. The political climate is polarizing. There is a sense that the country is deeply divided, and the progress, especially in terms of equity and justice, is moving far too slower. It's hard to feel hope when every day brings another headline about rights being rolled back, communities being targeted, and system failing the people they mean to protect. And there's this just the pure economics. People can't afford to live in the USA anymore. Cities like New York, Los Angeles, they have become a playground for the wealthy. Even mid-sized cities are becoming unaffordable. Rent is up, groceries up, gas is up, and wages not moving fast enough to keep up. Meanwhile, people are discovering they can move to places like Colombia, Costa Rica, or Eastern Europe and live comfortably on the half money. It's important to note living doesn't mean people hate America. Many still love the country, but they're choosing themselves. They're choosing peace, affordability, safety, and better quality life, and they're not doing it blindly. Most people who live have done their research, explored other cultures, and made calculated decisions. They're not running away from the something; they are running towards something better for their lives. So we've seen a lot of people coming out open and express how they feel relieved at this moment, because I think me, I've interacted with people who have moved from the USA and come to Zambia. Okay, so there's a certain person who came to live here, and she said life is better here because there is no much violence, and there is affordable housing. She can pay rent at um $100. She can pay rent at $150. Okay, and she's living also. She has fresh fruits every day. If you want to go to the hospital, it's not that expensive, like, you know. Yeah, so so she feels like she's relieved, she's not too much stressing and all that. So yeah, so that's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave comments. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.